Good evening, all of you. Today we are going to discuss Saturn and Mars. So, here, when we are talking about profession, if Saturn is conjoined with Mars, Mars is here technology, science, and technology. Mars is science and technology, machineries. So, the native will become an engineer or at least a technical person. He may be technical person. If Saturn is conjoined with Mars, the native will become technical person, machinery and engineering related. Particularly if Saturn is conjoined with Mars and Ketu, Ketu is actually wire and Mars is energy, electricity. Generally, electricity passes through wire only. So that's why the people, whoever become electrical engineers, in their horoscope we can see Saturn plus Mars plus Ketu. Mars is energy, electricity, and Ketu is wire. In the similar way, when it comes to Mars, Mars is Deha Karaka, body related. You see certain professions we have like police, defense, army, and fire related, and energy, electricity. These are all related to Mars. So, if anybody wants to get selected in police department or defense or army, then he should have good physics. So that's why Mars is a physics related profession like police, defense, army, fire related. So when we are talking about police, defense, army, fire officer, and energy and power plants, these generally the people will be in government service. So that's why Saturn plus Sun is also required here. Saturn plus Sun plus Mars, then we can say the native will become police officer, police person, personnel, defense personnel, army personnel, fire officer, energy or power plants. The native may work in energy and power plants as engineer or a technician. So like this, if Saturn is conjoined with Sun Mars, then the native will become an engineer or a technical person in government. Okay, in government. For example, when we are talking about government job regarding Mars, so Mars and Sun both are actually fiery planets. So definitely Mars is with Sun, definitely the native will be in energy related, power related, and particularly defense, army, and fire related. In the similar way, the native may be in Mars is Bhumi Putra, whatever is available in the earth, like iron ore, iron, metal, gems, minerals, and mining department. Particularly, if it is government, the native will work in mining department and surgeon or dentist. Generally, Mars denotes surgical tools. Mars denotes surgical tools. So, if a surgeon wants to administer some surgery, he needs some surgical tools. Then only he can administer operation or surgery. So even dentist also needs some tools. So Mars denotes here surgical tools. So Venus plus Rahu, generally when we are predicting the profession of doctor or surgeon, then we need certain combinations like Saturn plus Jupiter. Jupiter is here, Vaidya Guru, and Venus is here, knowledge of secret medicine, knowledge of medicine, and Rahu is also here, allopathy. So Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Rahu should be together if anybody wants to become a doctor or a surgeon or a dentist. So are a surgeon or a doctor? But when it comes to surgeon, when it comes to a dentist, Mars is necessary because they use surgical tools. So Mars is here surgical tools. So Moon Ketu generally Aushadha. So in a doctor horoscope, we can see Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Rahu together. Then he will become a doctor. and Mars is also conjoined with this combination, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Rahu, then the native will become a surgeon or a dentist. And Moon Ketu generally denotes Mulika, here Aushada. So generally a doctor should have the knowledge of medicine. So even pharmaceutical companies and pharmacists and chemistry related Moon Ketu chemistry. So like this, doctor should have the knowledge of medicine and even the medicine also. So Moon Ketu is here Aushada medicine. Venus is knowledge of medicine. Rahu is allopathy. Mars is here surgery, surgical tools. So the native will become surgeon. So here why we are talking about doctor, actually Saturn, just because Saturn is conjoined with Mars, nobody will become doctor. If anybody wants to become a doctor, he should have the combination Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Rahu, then only he will become doctor. So a doctor can become also a surgeon if he has Mars along with the same combination Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Rahu. So like this, Saturn plus Mars is conjoined. The native may become a surgeon or a dentist, or he may work in mining department or metals related or iron related, gems, minerals related. If it is government jobs like police, defense, army, but sun is necessary there. Whenever we talk about government job, there should be sun along with the with Saturn. Saturn sun government. Saturn sun plus Mars here. So Mars is here police related, defense related, army related, fire related. Suppose somebody wants to become a minister related to a defense minister or a home minister, so he should have Saturn plus Sun plus Mars, and Jupiter is also necessary because Jupiter is here minister. So Jupiter is minister, Mars is a department, police or a defense or army department, and Sun is government, Saturn is profession. So Saturn plus Sun plus Mars plus Jupiter, the native will become minister for homes, home department here, home minister or defense minister. So like this, Mars is also technical minister, technology, Mars technical minister. And at the same time, ministry for mining, Mars is also mining, minerals and mining, mining and minerals related minister. And at the same time, the native will become any engineer, whatever engineer he may be, Saturn plus Mars engineer. So based on other combinations, what engineer he will become, we have to check. Suppose let us see engineer, let us take only engineer. Saturn plus Sun plus Mars, he will become engineer in government, any government department. And Saturn plus Mars plus Moon, Moon is marine engineering, and Moon is here Navy related engineering. So Mars is engineering, Moon is Navy. In the similar way, when it comes to Mercury, Mercury is a business. So generally the native will do business related to technical tools, technology related. So it may be electricity or electronics, whatever it may be. So mining related business and minerals related, iron related, metals related business. Because Mercury is business and Mars is here technical tools, metals, minerals, mines. So that related business the native will do. So in the similar way, some security provider, suppose some security guards provider, the native may become security guard provider. Suppose Saturn, Mars are together. So Mercury is here, that is his business. What is the business here? Supplying security, security tools or security persons. In the similar way, the native may become Vasthu and consultant or architect or here engineer, civil engineering. So Saturn is profession, Venus is house, Mars is here construction. So the native will become an architect or civil engineer or Vastu consultant. In the similar way, Mars is with Ketu, the native may become priest. Why we are talking about priest? Ketu is here, the knowledge of Vedas. and Mars is Yantra, Mantra, Tantra. So Mars is strategy, Tantra. So Mars is Yantra. So when we are doing puja, we use Yantra. So that is Mars. That's why a priest will have the knowledge of Mantra, Yantra, Tantra. And in the similar way, some people who excel in sports, so they will have Saturn and Mars combination. And some people will have physical trainers. Some people will become physical trainer, gym trainer, and yoga trainer. These people will have Saturn plus Mars, and Jupiter is also necessary because they will teach. They will teach. They will train the people for fitness. So that may be physical fitness. So physical fitness trainer. Trainer is here Jupiter. Jupiter is a teacher. And gym trainer Saturn plus Mars, and Jupiter is trainer, and yoga teacher. So Mars is here asana, Ketu is yoga, and Jupiter is here teacher. So Mars, Ketu, Jupiter, yoga teacher, and Saturn, Sun, Mars, generally police department. Now let us take certain examples. You see, when we are talking about a particular department from top to bottom, so from lower level, there may be some lower officers, or there may be some low paid servants will be there, and at the same time, peon, attender, driver. In the similar way, so there may be some clerks and accountants and some lower officer, higher officer, like that. So suppose we want to talk about police department. Now I am taking here, you see, Saturn is profession Karaka, Saturn is profession, and Sun is here government, and Mars is here police. So that's why in any police department, as it is a government job, Saturn, Sun, Mars should be together for anybody. Saturn plus Sun plus Mars should be together. Then only Rahu is there without Mercury, without Venus, without Jupiter. Only Saturn is conjoined with here Sun, Mars, Rahu. So Saturn is profession, Sun is government, Mars is police, and Rahu is here security guard, home guard, and driver, attender. That means Rahu is Dwarapalaka. So Rahu denotes Dwarapalaka. So at the door, who will our attendants generally will be at the door. So that's why Rahu is here attender, driver, security guard, home guard, constable. So here you see Rahu is investigative mentality. Rahu gives us investigative mentality. Even our driver, even our attender, even our security guard, our home guard, generally they look into the matters. Particularly, you see some people when they are coming and going outside of the house, the station, police station, or the house, or particularly the security guard watches what the visitors are, whether the visitors are coming inside with any explosives or any weapons. So they will check everything. So that is their duty. So that's why they have investigative mentality. So it may be security guard or home guard. Generally, they will check everything. They will watch everything. So that's why Rahu is here not only low paid salary, and they will have also some watchful nature. So they will keep an eye on the visitors. So that's why they are security guards generally. So they have to defend. They have to save their for whomever they are guarding. So here Saturn, Sun, Mars, Rahu, the native will become a constable, or home guard, security guard, or driver, or attender. So in the similar way, you see the same combination without Rahu. Saturn, Sun, Mars and Mercury. Here we are not using Rahu. We are using only Saturn, Sun, Mars and Mercury. So Mercury is knowledge planet. So that's why the native will become head constable or writer or accountant. Here we are talking about only police department. That's why I am taking here the Karakatwas of only police department. So here Saturn plus Sun plus Mars Mercury, the native will become head constable and writer or accountant. In the similar way, after next position, SI or CI. You see here, Saturn is profession, Sun is government, Mars is police, and Mercury is knowledge, and at the same time Jupiter is highest position. In the station, in a police station, who will have the highest position? Either SI or CI. So that's why CI and SI. If anybody wants to become CI and SI, they should have Mercury and Jupiter. So Mercury is here knowledge. Suppose somebody wants to become an SI in a police station, he should have graduation and he should appear for some entrance test regarding police department. So departmental test. So if he is qualified in the written test and the physical test, then only he will be appointed as SI after giving training. So that's why you should have some knowledge, because at least SI or CA, you should have knowledge, because you see they have to give security and everything to the people in a particular town or some area, particular area. That's why they should have knowledge. So they should be knowledge people. So that's why Mercury is a knowledge and Jupiter is, that is a respectable position. In any police station, CI is the boss, SI is the boss. So boss is here, Jupiter. And the next step is, you see, so yes, IPS, IAS, SP or DSP. So here IPS you put it aside, IPS, here we are talking about IPS. So Saturn is profession karaka, as we know. Saturn is profession karaka and Sun is government, and at the same time Mars is police department and Mercury is knowledge and Venus is higher knowledge and Jupiter is here the highest position. So you see here, Saturn, Sun, Mars, police department, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, highest position, higher knowledge. So suppose SI and SP, what is the difference? So SI has some knowledge, but if anybody wants to become SP or DSP, he should be an IPS officer. So IPS officer, suppose this is the civil service examinations, IAS, IPS. If anybody wants to become IPS, he should have higher knowledge. Who will give higher knowledge? Which planet gives higher knowledge? Venus gives higher knowledge. So that's why Venus and Jupiter are together. Saturn, Sun, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter. The native will become definitely IPS. Not only IPS, IAS, IPS, IRS. Manu sir, you also IRS and IPS cadre. So you people have these combinations. You can check in your horoscope. From Saturn, Sun should be connected, Mars should be connected. At the same time, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter. So you see wonderful thing here. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter. This is also Saraswati Yoga. So if he has higher knowledge, then only he will be able to pass IAPS examination. So he will get the highest score in these IPS test. So that Mercury, Venus, Jupiter should be necessary. Then only the native will become highest officer. So like this, in any department, it may be college or school or teaching field, it may be banking. In any field, you check Saturn, and if it is a government job, you add Sun, and you take particular department. If it is education, you take Jupiter. And Saturn, Sun, Jupiter, government teaching department. But what subject he teaches, and he teaches lower students or higher students. So like this we have to discuss. Then you will be able to definitely give predictions whenever you see the horoscope regarding prediction immediately. So now here you see, so we have completed Saturn plus Mars. But Saturn, Sun, Mars, Saturn, Mars, Sun, government job in technical field or engineering or police department, army, electricity department, or in sports department also. You see, government, there is a board for sports. So government allotted board. So board person, he may be a board person. Or you see Indian team, particularly for India. Who leads Indian team? Generally, they are serving for the country. That's why they will be offered salary and everything, and incentives and everything. So like this, it may be sports person or physical trainer or particularly government related. Sun is necessary. If Sun is not there, so they may be like some trainer. You see, some people generally give training to sports people. So physical trainers we can say, and they give coaching to people. So they may be they may be private people, private guru or whoever it may be. The private academies, they will establish private academies for sports, and they will train the students. So like that we can say then Sun is not necessary. Saturn and Mars is enough, and Jupiter is teaching. So Saturn, Mars, Jupiter is a trainer, gym trainer, physical trainer or sports trainer, whoever it may be. And yoga trainer and Ketu is necessary along with Jupiter, Mars. So like this we have to check Sun is a government and Moon is Navy and Moon is water related, liquid related. So for a geologist, he is a technician, geologist. Saturn and Moon, Mars, geologist. And particularly Mercury is there. Generally Mercury is Mercury, Rahu, Mercury, Mars, Rahu, for example. Mercury is business. So Saturn, Mars, Mercury, the native will be a businessman who deals with technical tools and land related, mining related, minerals related, and iron related, such things. And when it comes to Venus, Venus is, construction. Venus is automobiles. Venus is vehicle, automobiles. So Saturn, Mars plus Venus, the native will be in automobile industry or the native may be in construction field. So Saturn, Mars, Venus, construction related. And Rahu next. Rahu is there. Suppose Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Mars is the technology and Rahu is here shade related, chaya, computer, TV, cinema, graphics, printing, publishing. All these departments, technicians are necessary. It may be film industry or journalism, TV channels or photography, and technical tools are necessary for computers and photography and animation. So the technology is Mars, and this photography, animation and software. So journalism, TV channels, even net. Now we are using net. We are able to see each other, one another, how through network, net, web, and satellites. So these are all related to Rahu. And Rahu is aeronautical engineering. Mars, Rahu, space engineering, aeronautical engineering, Mars and Rahu. Rahu is space, Rahu is aeroplane. So aeronautical engineering, rocket engineering. So scientists, So generally Saturn, Mars, Rahu are together. Saturn, Mars, Rahu, they will become scientists, but they should have Mercury, Venus also together, because Mercury is knowledge planet and Venus is here higher knowledge. If somebody wants to become a scientist, he should have higher knowledge. So Venus, Mars, Venus, Rahu, higher knowledge, and scientist generally is honored by the government, and so that's why Jupiter is necessary. So Saturn plus Mars plus, so Sun is also government. So Saturn plus Sun, Mars, and Venus, Jupiter, Rahu, the native will become scientist. So let's note down here, scientist. If anybody wants to become scientist, Saturn plus Mars plus Sun, government. So let's take Sun first. Saturn plus Sun plus Mars, Venus. Venus is higher knowledge, Jupiter is highest position, and Rahu is here, scientist. So whoever has this combination, they will become scientists. So here scientists means these people will invent something or discover something. These people will invent something, discover something. And one more thing here you see, Saturn, Sun, this is the combination now for scientists. And again, you see here, Saturn, Sun, Mars, police department, or any department like army and investigative agency. So for investigative agency, you see here, first Rahu is necessary for investigative agency, and the people should have higher knowledge. So Venus, Jupiter is necessary, and Mercury is also knowledge planet. So these people generally you see JD and particularly in CBI, Joint Director, or even in Police Department, Joint Director, DGP, Army Chief, ACP, CBI, ED. So these departments generally, these are investigative based departments. So that's why the NATO should have this combination: Saturn, Sun, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Rahu. So then the native will become JD, Joint Director, CBI Department, or ED, or Enforcement Department, or Anti-Corruption Bureau, or it may be Army Chief. He may be Army Chief like Colonel and Lieutenant. So CDS, highest position in India, CDS. So last year that person died, whoever was in that person in aeroplane crash, some helipad crash, I think. So like this, you see, Saturn, Sun, Mars, technical, or here police related, or army and technical related, and Rahu is there. Rahu is investigative agencies, CBI, ACP, ED. In the similar way, Saturn is with Saturn, Sun, and Rahu are together. The native will become scientist, but scientists should have knowledge. That's why Jupiter and Venus should be together. But you see here, any scientist related physics and this type of Rahu and Mars, technical and information technology, these generally Mars and Rahu will be enough. But particularly Jiva Shastra and Jupiter, biology related, Jupiter is also there. And in the similar way, any particular subject like botany related, so Mercury is necessary. So depending on the department, so we should check other combination of planets. So the scientist belongs to which category? So is he a technical person, or any biology related, or zoology related? So we have to check. So today we have discussed Saturn and Mars. And next, Saturn, Mars plus Ketu is necessary. Ketu is a medical planet. Ketu is actually relief-giving professions. So when we are talking about relief-giving professions like what is it called, medicine and law, so Ketu is required, and spirituality, occult sciences. So Saturn, Mars, Ketu are together. Technical tools for surgical tools. Mars is surgical, and Ketu is also here medicine, medical related surgical tools. Mars is tools, surgical tools. So Saturn, Mars, Ketu, surgical tools related, and Mars, Ketu is there. He is a surgeon. Mars, Ketu, the native will be surgeon. So like this, if he wants to become a surgeon, generally other combinations required. First, he should become a doctor. As we discussed earlier, Saturn plus and Jupiter, Venus and Rahu should be together. Then we have to check Mars. Mars is here surgical tools. And Mars Ketu surgical tools and criminal lawyer Mars Ketu. So when we are talking about law, so Mercury is also necessary there. So Saturn plus Mars plus Mercury Ketu, and he is a good lawyer, criminal lawyer. So law is related to Jupiter, so Jupiter is necessary. Jupiter generally teaching law and politics, ministry. Jupiter is minister and law and judge when it comes to law, judge. So in the similar way, medicine. So now Saturn completed, Saturn plus Mars. Next, one small example. This is actually sports related. I will give you one example. So as we discussed earlier, if Saturn is conjoined with Mars, the native will become a sports person. But Saturn has Mars in the 4th house. So Mars is not connected to Saturn. So Saturn has actually Mercury in the 5th house. And Sun is there. So generally these people are paid salary by government, and government appoints these people, particularly Ravi Shastri, we know, noted cricket and commentator also, bowler, and you see Mercury is here, ball. Mercury is ball. Mercury is retro, so he will bowl, and Mars is here, wickets. Mars is wickets. Mars is bat and wickets. So suppose Mercury is aspecting Mars, then what will happen? It is retro and aspect. Generally, you see, when we are bowling, we just move our hand backside, and again we will come forward. Our hand will come forward, and we will bowl. Directly, we don't throw. Cricket is some interesting game. So nobody throws ball. Nobody throws the ball. So he should his wrist. He should just move backward, and he will bowl with force. So that's why here you see Mercury is a retro. So Mercury is ball and Mars is here wickets, or you can say bat or wickets. So he is a good bowler, we know. He is Ravi Shastri and he is a good bowler. So as Mercury is retro, it is connected to Mars. That's why, so Saturn and Mercury, Mars are connected. Any planet is retro, so he will generally it will work as a linking here. It links, it combines the previous house planets, and wherever it is retro, the previous house, 12th house, and the first house direction planets. It will combine the 12th house direction planets and first house direction planets. So that's why Mercury with Saturn. So Mercury combines Saturn and Mars by being retro. So that's why Saturn is connected to Mars. So that is sports field, and Sun is there. So government related, and at the same time Mercury here ball and Mars is here bat. So as Mercury is retro, it shows as it is aspecting wickets, as it is aspecting bat. So he is a bowler, good bowler. So like this, we can, based on the common, what is it called, Karakatwas, we can easily pick up. And I will give you one more sports person, and he is, I think, Kapil Dev or somebody. Yeah, Kapil Dev. So here Kapil Dev, you see Saturn and Mars both are actually in the same direction, and Mercury is also with Saturn. So that's why here actually with Saturn, Mercury and the fifth house, Saturn is aspecting here Mars, and Mercury is aspecting Mars. So in the same direction. So that's why Saturn is here profession, and Mercury is here ball, so bowler, and at the same time Mars is batsman. So actually Kapil Dev is a great fast bowler, and particularly all rounder. He can bat and he can bowl. He could bat, he could bowl when he was playing. So that's why. So here Mars, Mercury are conjoined with Saturn, and Sun is also there. So generally government related here. Government related. So I think our time is up, and once again I will come back, and once again you come to the class again within few minutes. So I will close the session, and immediately after 5 minutes I will start, because let it be downloaded. The video will be downloaded. Please wait.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Come again.